Alright guys, this is Tyler with Design Lab, and this is going to be the installation video for these infamous M1 gear stops. So Neakasa had the issue, or I guess one of the customer's boxes, it kind of glitched, and because of the magnets that are inside the liner in here, and they were corroded, so when it rotated it couldn't pick up the sensor and almost, and start crushing a cat. And hopefully he's doing all right, and they're doing the best. He's making a good recovery and everything like that. It's definitely a scary incident, so as a result of that, Neakasa, the company itself, said we came out with an updated firmware fix, and then these little 3D printed part for these stoppers here. And so if you've updated to the latest firmware, which I believe is dash 0119, sorry, you're never going to be able to replicate this issue. I had a couple of people test it, and they can't. Even when the magnets, they did something with the magnets to reconfigure it to where it won't do what it did before that. But as a reassurance part of it, or for those that maybe you buy the box on Amazon or wherever, or get it used, and you don't want to hook it up to the Wi-Fi, you don't want to do all that stuff, which goes against almost everyone's #1 recommendation. Don't always update it to the Wi-Fi. If you don't even, if you're not going to use the app, that's fine, but always connect it to the Wi-Fi. Go through the app. Make sure you update your firmware. They don't release new firmware to break it. They release new firmware to fix stuff. As products age and they find more and more issues, they update these boxes to make sure they fix those issues and bugs and glitches and stuff like that. So anyways, we're gonna make this short. So this is how you're gonna install it. So if you place an order through my shop, Design Lab, for these, you're gonna get, depending on how much each set or each order, so if you've ordered 4, you're gonna get 4 of them. Comes with they're gonna come in a little bag like this, and you're gonna notice there are 2 big ones and about a small one. They're kind of close in sight, but there's 2 big ones, a small one, and you'll get 2 screws. If you were one of the first original buyers, I offered a screw or no screw option to purchase. I got rid of the no screw option. It's just easier for us, packaging wise and prepping wise and everything else, to just throw screws in. So it's now just a standard flat price plus shipping for them with the screw. I'm not going to bother with sorting it out, because we'll either miss someone who wanted screws, or we'll give screws to someone who didn't, which, hey, congrats, you got a bonus. But anyways, this is what you'll get, and it'll come up in a poly mailer. I'm sure they'll change colors, but this is what we're sending them out in right now. So you'll see these. So I'm using green on this, and I'll use blue to show that this is the original design that they came out with, and then green I'll show a new design. So what we did is, they came out with their design. We ran some tests. A lot of people ordered it, and we found out that this wasn't sufficient enough. It was actually jumping it. If you took the rear magnet off of the liner and ran it, it would just crawl right over this, no problem. So I worked through a solution to help ensure that when you order this, you have a good backup option. Now, again, if you've updated to the dash 019 firmware, you are basically going to install this as a last-ditch effort in case the firmware glitches again and it's doing its own thing, or your box just says, forget it, I'm just going to start doing whatever I want. So this is going to be a last-ditch effort until Neakasa comes out with an official fix for everyone, whether that's a new gear, another firmware update, I don't know, a new liner, who knows what's going on. But this is not an official, and we are not guaranteeing this to prevent any issues or accidents with the box. This is just a temporary safety precaution in case the firmware, the dash 019 firmware, is for some reason glitches or fails. So what you're going to need is a screwdriver, and up to you, I don't have one around here, but a Sharpie, you can do that as well. So it'll kind of help mark things. So and kind of help that. So what you're gonna do is, my box is unpowered. You could probably leave it on. Just unpower the box. You know, either if you've got a smart switch or, you know, just off to the side here, pull the power plug out, and you've got 2 ears on the box, right? The left ear here, you can just leave that alone. We don't need to take this one off. This one can stay. But your right ear, the side with the buttons, you want to, I'm going to rotate my box, make it easier. And you're going to take, I locked it, see the down's locked. So again, I've been playing with it. So, you know, lift up on your handle here, and then you're going to pull this ear right out. And it's, you know, that's how it is. Now, if your box is still on, it's going to start beeping at you. Hey, you lost your ear. That's okay. Next thing you want to do is, your box is probably at an angle or something like this. Go ahead and just rotate it until it's flat horizontally. Or, as I like to notice, there's these 2 screw holes for the gear, are the only 2 visible. If you rotate it back into the position that it normally sits in, I believe, you can see there's actually 3. So you want to make it to where there's 2 and make it horizontal. And then, as you can see, I went ahead and put Sharpie, because in the official instructions, which if you don't have them, either go to the Neakasa support website, Facebook group, they're over there, or just go back to my Etsy listing. I have it as a file or a picture. They're going to show you the orientations of where to install it. So in this case, I marked, just like they did on their picture, gear tooth 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So you're going to mark the teeth here so you know where to put this. And so I'm going to show you 2 options or 2 configurations for this. So the original Neakasa fix that they came out with tells you to take your smaller or the original sized stopper, and you're going to place it between teeth 3 and 4. Okay, so we're going to put it right there, and then what you're going to do is you're going to take your screwdriver, you're going to take your screw. So this is an M3 20 millimeter threaded screw. Depending on availability, you'll either get silver or black. It doesn't really matter, right, because it's in here. And you're going to put that screw, kind of hold it, center it, whatever, the best you can. It is self-tapping, and so what self-tapping means is this screw has got a fine point on it and has threads all the way up to the tip of it. And so as you start screwing into a material, it's slowly going to start creating a hole. To an extent, it's supposed to be tapped and threaded, but as you screw it in, but with this kind of plastic, it just kind of makes a hole. Either way, it's going to start kind of like what you see here. It's going to start making a hole for you. So it's going to take some effort. So what I like to do is, you know, put your gear stop in, take your screwdriver, really push, give it a little bit of force while pushing down. That'll help kind of get things started, getting it on, getting that hole bored in. And then once you kind of feel it moving down more, just go ahead and screw it on. Don't super tighten it, because if you super over tighten it, you'll just basically make that hole that it just made bigger. Not saying that this would come, I mean, it can. Like mine right now is over tightened, so it just kind of keeps spinning there, but it essentially just keeps spinning. And it provides less grip for the screw. It still will grip on there, but it's just not ideal. So anyways, that's how you install their fix with their size parts. So notice how it's here. So the intention was that as the box starts rotating, the big gear that it rotates is down here. Let's see. Might be hard to see, but if you just, kind of, maybe at the bottom of the screen if I haven't blocked it. Down here you can see the big gear that rotates over it, or that rotates the whole box. So the main intent is, as the gear teeth come in, it gets here and it stops and it overmodes, or it can't go. In reality, sometimes it keeps going with the force and it just keeps turning and turning, and then it just jumps it. So that's all you have to do for this fix. between 3 and 4, screw it on, you're done. Now, if you want to be extra certain, you want to be extra cautious is what I should say. Again, we can't guarantee. I only have one box. I haven't tested this on any other box because I only got one box, and they haven't done their full testing either. What I did was I created slightly larger ones to help prevent the box from either jumping over the gear or being able to slide over any of that kind of issue, so to say. So you'll notice, I'm gonna get the green ones out here. This is just a regular, one. This is the regular size. On the sizes that we increased, aside from the obvious fact that it's definitely bigger, I also put a 140% on it, and that shows that this is sized up 140% more than the normal size, than the original. And that'll let you know that, okay, this is the other design one that we came out with. And so, like I said, in the package, you're going to get 2. Okay, and they're both going to say 140% right on them. Might be smudgy, may not, but most of the time they come out pretty clean. Depends on your color. White's really hard to see sometimes. Colors like these are really good. So, if you're going to install these, and this is all personal preference, your recommendation, it doesn't, it's however comfortable, whatever makes you comfortable. You're going to install the big ones not only between gear teeth 3 and 4, but also 2 and 3. Okay, and you can kind of see I drilled holes in every gear space here and tested it and ran it over and over again. So again, same thing. You're gonna take your one of your screws, put it in, right? Cosmo bumps the camera, and so I'm gonna take the other one. It doesn't matter which way they face. It's a symmetric part, but I'm just, for the heck of it, gonna put the 140 out, so that way everyone knows it's 140. Okay, and then I'm gonna put the other one here. All right, and I'm once again gonna screw it on. Okay, and screw it on. Here's Cosmo here to help tell me it's bedtime. All right, I'm gonna kind of see this one's gonna go on better because I haven't used it as much, so it's gonna tighten down. Okay, and you see that? See, notice how it was kind of still having a gap, and now it's not gapped anymore. It's nice and flush. Again, this one's wiggling a little bit because it's been used over and over and over again. So, if you're gonna use the 140% sized blocks, put in between gear teeth 2 and 3 and 3 and 4. And when I've done testing on this, whether it's the front magnet missing or the back magnet missing in the liner, whichever way it rotates as it's trying to find that magnet, most of the time that machine would get to the end and it grinds up. It can't go anywhere, it can't go any further. So you've got your 2 that are in here, 2 and 3 and 3 and 4. If it makes you feel safer, you can put the other one in. That's really not necessary. If you go any further than 2, you'll start getting issues with the dumping the litter fully. I almost prefer it. I almost would rather put one at 1 to 2 and 2 to 3 and 3 to 4. Again, I'd rather scoop a couple things, a little bit of litter left and with a brush into the bin versus it killing my cat. So, you could put them in this configuration if you want to, right? 1, 2, 3. But that's pretty much it to it. Like I said, again, this is not a 100% guaranteed fix. This will not. It is not guaranteed by even Neakasa, to be honest. The best guarantee that you can to avoid this issue is to update to the firmware, reach out to customer service, make sure that you're always on the latest firmware, or let them know about any issues that you may be having with your box, to keep it up to date. This is just a temporary safety override issue or fix, band-aid basically, until they get a full official solution built for this box. And based on what their post said on the official, when they did their official announcement about the issue and what they were fixing it, I can't remember what day it was, but it's in that support group, the Neakasa M1 support group. I think they're gonna start doing some teeth changes on the gear, or removing some teeth, and that'll fix it for sure. So I might look in that issue too. I'm not a huge fan of the gear stopper because while it provides a little bit of peace of mind, it did have a lot of issues of it jumping over. I mean, I even had teeth 1, 2, 3, 4, I had 5 teeth, and it still jumped through all of them. So I think really I might take this gear off, mock it up on my computer, and print one out that doesn't have 3 and 4 as the teeth, maybe even 5. And so that way when it rotates, it just falls in and it can't go anywhere. So maybe that'll try it out. We'll see what happens. It's been a hectic week lately, but when you're done installing that, button her back up and she's good to go. So feel free to reach out with any questions. Definitely reach out to Neakasa first. I don't have all the answers. I'm just a consumer like you guys, and I'm just being a little bit more proactive about our cat safety in the community to make sure that these machines are safe. And until then, that's all I got for this video, and we'll see you guys next time.